Department of Instrumentation, Dr. S.P. Sadala, ISA-RGIT Faculty Advisor, Professor Dipali Joshi Jain, all the teaching and non-teaching staff, students and participants present here on this virtual dais. I, Jannavi Sai, President of ISA-RGIT Student Section, on the behalf of MCT's Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Technology, Department of Instrumentation, welcome you all in this second episode of Alumni Speak series. The purpose of the series is to guide the current students to make a qualitative analysis of their respective field, interact with our experts, and carve their own path to a successful career. We are sure this will enhance the students' experience and give them a competitive edge in today's tough job market. Now, I request our member Shrishti Vichare to introduce us to our second speaker. Over to you, Shrishti.
Thank you, Janvi. Our alumni, Mr. Shah, has been able to achieve a lot within a short span of time. He is project manager at Mott MacDonald and also holds a reputed position of managing director at Parrychem Corporation and is a SAP consultant. He has been actively guiding our students for various projects of RGIT. Thank you, Mr. Neel Shah, for guiding us, and I request you to please take over the session.
Over to you, Neel, sir.
Unmute आहे, Janvi, it's unmute.
Unmute, all right. Can you see, can you hear me and see me well?
Yes.
Awesome. Sounds great. All right. It feels like coming back home after probably quite a few years now. Okay. All right. So, Janvi, kudos to you and your team. It was a quick, it was not, what do you say? It was a great thing to, be a part of ISA again, because guys who don't know, I was also heading ISA for a couple of years during my tenure in this college. This college has given me a lot of things, more than the education, I would say. All right, coming back to today's agenda. I was actually doing a quite long research of 3.5 years with students of different colleges and faculty members of different colleges. We figured out there are few issues which we need to, as a mentor or as an alumni or as a senior, we should give back to the society and make students understand that what is instrumentation, what do we do exactly, why it is important to learn instrumentation, and so on and so forth. So we would head. So are we all ready? Just say yes and no.
Absolutely, sir.
Awesome. Can you see me? To be honest, I cannot see myself. Sorry for the technical
We can see
issues.
you, sir. We can see you.
All okay? Is it all okay or?
Yes, all okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. So, whenever I used to interact with the faculties or the parents or with the students, the first question with what I was bombarded 90% of my time whenever I used to talk is, hey, what is instrumentation? Whenever you go out for a social function or go to somebody's marriage or somebody's funeral, where old guys are around you and they ask you funny questions, what exactly are you doing? With a very poker face, as if they have achieved so much. So, one incident I would like to tell, or I would like to share with everybody, that once when I was into your shoes and I was in second year probably, where I wasn't honestly very clear what exactly things are happening around me, and I was really excited and bubbly. You know what is instrumentation? Playing guitar is instrumentation. You know what is instrumentation? Playing tabla is instrumentation. You know what exactly instrumentation is? Instrumentation, I would say, can we have the slides, please? Can we go on the first slide, which is the agenda, if you don't mind, Shushti? Sorry for the technical issues, which is on my end. All right, so today's agenda is as follows. So first thing is like, what is instrumentation? Evolution of an instrument engineer, like how from second year or first year you be evolving or growing as instrumentation engineer. That's the second point what we're going to discuss. Third point is roles of instrumentation in different sectors of industry. Job scenario, I've actually done a few analysis which I would like to share with you all regarding the job scenario, and I feel you all would be happy about it after listening. The salary package, which is again one more, one more issue or one more question what everybody have. And how to succeed doing a job, how to succeed doing a business. I'm doing both, so you know, I can give you a few success mantras there, and the podium would be all yours. After that, we would have question and answer session, and then I would try and answer as much as I can with as much as little what I know. So if I ask anybody what is instrumentation, the answer what I get is a question mark. So what exactly do we study in our curriculum? Okay, the whole, if we take an umbrella overview of this discipline while studying, okay, we are in the middle of a lot of engineering disciplines where we actually need to study a lot of them. I mean, almost all of them, and I can explain how. Can we go to the first slide and start? All right. So you would really be surprised after looking at this chart that we need to study all of this, like all of this. Aren't you surprised? Yes, no, you can type anything in the chat box. You all are free to do that. But this is, I would say, a truth bomb. You know, this is all what we study. Do you want me to elaborate this? Okay.
Yes, sir.
We work in chemical plants. We work in refineries. We work in upstream, downstream of oil and gas. That's called process industry. That's where chemical engineering come into place, and we need to cater a lot of chemical engineering while doing our job as an instrumentation engineer. Then the big thing, the whole of salary, the big boy of the house, IT. We all do programming. We cannot run away from programming. You know, as much as we learn hardware, the same way we learn programming. We all know C. We all know microprocessor, which is Kiel. We all know PLCs, which is Rockwell or Siemens or L&T, any kind of software regarding how exactly a control group is developed. That's IT. That's IT. You need to trust me. That's IT. We give power to lot of electrical items. We learn SLDs, one line diagram, single line diagram. We learn what is a transformer, what is a CT transformer, what is a PT transformer. All in all, what is it? It's electrical. Yes, it's very correct. It's electrical. Then we jump to digital electronics, where we learn a lot of Boolean algebra. We learn a lot of truth tables, gates, AND gate, NOR gate, XOR, XNOR, XYZ, the 555 IC, which is the timer IC, and all those stories are what? Electronics. It's digital electronics. That's what we would say, that we also are capable enough to work in Silicon Valley. We do VLSI, don't we? We do. We play a major part in semiconductor industries. Well, then again, the Dadaji of engineering, mechanical. Yes, we do learn mechanical. We do a lot of piping. We do a lot of tubing. What's that? That's nothing but mechanical. Nothing but mechanical. Telecom. Do we all learn LAN? Do we all learn WAN? Do we all learn CDMA? Do we all learn ISO layers? Yes, we do. Okay. Who develops network architecture in a process plant? It's a collaboration of instrumentation and telecom engineers. So we are the cluster of all of the major engineering disciplines. Do you all find it funny or serious? We can interact. It's okay. We can talk. You know. Okay, I think so many participants. Well, okay. Let's move forward. Now, while having said that, we work on the following disciplines. The question is, how can we become a fantastic or the best of the best in engineering discipline? Okay. I would like to go on the next slide. This is how we grow. This is how we grow. On the step one, okay. When you join as when you join any institute or RGIT, to be specific enough, as an instrumentation engineer, so your aim and goal is what? Is to become instrumentation engineer. It's an intense field and it's pretty vast. So in the first year, you study applied physics. Okay. Then you study transducers, which are the sensors. What do you study in it? Okay. Well, what skills are required to go to the next level? That is what is important. That is what one should know if you want to be in the industry. If you don't want to be in the industry, move your career somewhere else into entertainment, into say logistics, SEM, into IT. Well, then you did not do all these things. But if you want to be in core and you want to be the best of the best, you need to have the following skill set. You just cannot become an instrumentation engineer without having or without knowing the following skills. You should know the sensors and the applied physics. You would know all of these things. When you study them, when you touch them, when you feel them. That's the only way you learn engineering, my friends. It's a real truth bomb to you. But to be honest, this is the key to success. This is the key to get job. This is the key to get what you want in life. Okay. So now the question arises, all right, fine, all these things we need to study, that's okay. But what do you think, or what do you suggest that we should know. What kind of skills? Transducers is a very vast subject. People do PhD on it. There are a lot of companies who work on transducers. If you want to know the name, one is Emerson's, another is HNU, another is Yokogawa. These all guys, Honeywell, these all guys have businesses in transducers. You can only earn or you can only earn your living by having such kind of skills if you want to be in instrumentation. So what you should know transducers like you know your boyfriend or girlfriend. You should know the characteristic. You should know the applications. You should know the selections. You should know how to calibrate it. And you should know how to maintain it. Isn't it kind of a relationship? Yes or no? It is kind of a relationship between an instrumentation engineer and physics. If you don't feel physics, you would fail in physics. If you don't feel transducers, you won't learn transducers. You won't have that rapport with the transducers. All right. Once you know the sensors, you should know you need to feed your girl or boy, correct? You need to give them power. How can you give them power to the transducers? By attaching cables and taking all the way to the socket. Okay. So how would you decide? So what you should know about the cables? You should know the characteristic of the cables. You should know the applications of the cable. You should know the selection of the cable. You should know how to calibrate, basically how to select and calibrate the cable, and how to maintain it. And what are the faults we would have. Once you know that, you would be the best one who can select cables for transducers. Once you select the cables, then the cables has to terminate, isn't it? If you attach a charging cable to your phone, you need to go and attach it to the socket, okay, so that your phone can, get charged, isn't it? So once you know cables, then you jump into the terminations. The terminations are nothing but marshalling cabinets. They are nothing but marshalling cabinets. Once you are there, like you were from the field you are into the control room at this point where there is marshalling cabinet. Then you jump to the controlling table where you all have your controllers. You can have different kind of controllers like PLC, DCS, Arduinos, Raspberry Pi, depending upon your application and your need. The same thing, the process is same. You need to know the characteristic, you should know the application, you should know how to select, and you should know how to calibrate and maintain that control. After this, you start programming. That's where. So from mechanical, which were the mechanical transducers, from mechanical field, we went to the electrical field, electrical and electronics combined. Okay. Then we know what controllers we use, which is more of an instrumentation side. Once you know, then you need to jump into the IT department. You should be able to program them well so that they work according the way you want. I would say this, that instrumentation is the most upcoming line. I would say that because nowadays artificial intelligence and machine learning is the is one of the best thing what one can do. They have the hottest job market. They know they are called data scientists, and data analytics, um, machine learning scientist and such kind of blockchain management and all those kind of stories. Okay, we are doing it since years. What are we doing? We are automation engineers, correct? What do? We make machine learn. What do you do in PLC? Okay, you make the machine learn. Okay, this is what I want, and you have to do what I say. Okay, if you do something wrong, there are alarms which would give me a signal that there is something wrong. Okay, so don't you think we are one of the we are in the market? We aren't out of it. What do you all think? Well, let's jump to the next slide, which is rather more interesting. And now these are the areas, major areas. There are many others, but these are the major areas where instrumentation is required. First is we are instrumentation design engineers. We work in engineering procurement companies like Mott, MacDonald, L&T, Technimont, so on and so forth. There we design a lot of refineries, rigs, skids, pipelines. And our job is to design instrumentation and make them automated. So we are the brains of this industry. We are the brains of this industry. I'll repeat it again. We are the brains of the industry. So generally, we would have two things in our body. Okay, we have 2 legs, we have 2 hands, we have 2 shoulders, we have 2 eyebrows, we have 2 eyes, we have 2 lips. Okay, we have 2 jaws, we have 2 foots, but we only have 1 brain. Okay, so we are small, but we are strong because we are the brain of the industry. Okay, I hope that's very clear. Second, if you know all of the above and you are best at it, you'd be the best R&D scientist what companies like Emerson, Yokogawa, Honeywell, many more can hire you. R&D is one sector where instrumentation is in demand today in 2020, 2021. We know machine learning, we know artificial intelligence, we exactly know how to make a hardware work the way we want or the way we desire it to work. Then we come to aerospace. Okay, I believe that almost all of us would have taken flights, a normal commercial flight. Okay, in normal commercial flight, the flight operates in its own. They have auto takeoff, they have auto taxiway, they have auto landing. Okay, the pilot is just nothing but a feedback. If something goes wrong, then he can take care of it. Pilot is redundant. First, we all, including the pilot, rely on the control system of the airplane. Then yes, we work very strong in DRDO, okay, which is our defense. We do have positions and we work extremely strong and hard for our country. Then let's jump to sales engineers. Okay. Initially, what I talked regarding the R&D department in Emerson, Yokogawa, Honeywell, in ABB, in Allen Bradley, and such kind of biggies. Okay, they're big boys of the house. Once an R&D scientist develops something, like for an example, a pressure gauge is developed using wireless. No cables are required. We would have a pressure gauge wireless. Okay. Can a commerce graduate sell that? Can an IT Can an arts graduate sell that? Can a BSc science graduate sell that? No. The best men or women who can sell it are instrumentation engineers, because they know, and they know how to convince. They know how to convince the client, because they know the product, because they know the product. And the company like Emerson and Yokogawa doesn't have to spend much of time and money and energy on training an instrumentation engineer to sell their products. All right, the product was sold, they are up in the field. Okay, who is the best one who can maintain it? We as an instrumentation engineers are the best who can maintain it, because we know what is it. Okay, I have few friends having an instrumentation degree. Okay, a BS in instrumentation or a BE in instrumentation, are fantastic investment bankers. Okay. Don't you think it is a bit odd statement? See, I would explain you first what investment banker does. Anybody, individual or an organization, if they want to invest, say for an example, Emerson wants to invest something in say temperature. They don't have money, they have to go to the bank. Okay, they have to go to the bank for the setup. They would take the loans. So while they go in the bank for the loans, they would avail a service called investment banking. Are they exactly investing what they really want? Is it worth doing it? Or it's a big risk? Because in business, we generally take calculatively the risk. Investment banking or the investment bankers, if they're instrumentation engineers, okay, they would understand the product well and they can guide them well. Okay, so that's where we can work into the banking sector. Now come to the IT. Okay, you can work in SAP, which is a supply chain management module. Okay, you can also work in SAP. Sorry, I would elaborate a bit of SAP. SAP has different kind of modules. Okay, you can either have plant maintenance module, you can have sales module, you can have HR module, you can have what do you say? You can have material management, warehouse management module. You can have supply chain management module. Okay, there are different IT specific modules as well, like BI, ABAP, such kind of modules. But yes, we can actually work in IT department flawlessly. Flawlessly. SAP is one of the software where we have an upper hand, where we work, because SAP is the software where you require domain knowledge. Domain knowledge. You know what is domain knowledge? Like all of the above are the domain knowledge. If you are into any PC industry, if you are into R&D, if you're into aerospace, the SAP module or the SAP consultants should have the domain knowledge. If they do not have the domain knowledge, they cannot succeed. Okay, and you would be preferred you'd be preferred candidate when these big IT companies like Accenture, TCS, etc. You know more than me, Infosys, come for the recruitment. Okay. Then data science, which is the new field which is upcoming, we work flawlessly there, because there also you require domain knowledge. Well, exceptionally, we have also seen instrumentation engineers working as software developers. Okay. In Accenture, Infosys. So if you turn your career, you can turn it around the way you want. It's you who has to define the goal. It is you who have to decide. It is not me. It is not your uncle. It is not your mama. It's not your girlfriend. It's not your boyfriend. No. It's you who would decide your goal. It's you who can go to all of these departments flawlessly, like a butter on a hot pan. Not kidding. Not kidding. All right. Can we jump to the next? Okay, this is a small math what we did. Let's do a basic mathematics. Okay. So the question which arises are job scenario analysis for instrumentation engineers. So I would say I would rarely differ to understand or know or take this that instrumentation engineers are not employable or they don't have a job. It's absolutely hideous statement. It is one thing on which I laugh alone. No kidding. So let's do a basic maths. We have 6 instrumentation college in Mumbai. So an average students which pass out in this every year is 50. So 650s are 300. Okay. Let's assume 20% of the students go for their masters in India or abroad. Now, well, the equation goes minus 20%, which the students are around about 240 in Mumbai. And I bet all of the department what we have consolidated above, like the companies are more than 240 around in at least Mumbai and Pune. Forget about India. Okay. So we are employable. I would never say we are not employable. We are employable if we have the correct skill set. And you are not employable, you do what you want to do in life. You do commerce, you do arts, you do science, you do music, you do acting, you do whatever you want to do. But if you don't have the skills, you would face unemployment. As straight as this. Agreed. You should have a self-check on yourselves every single morning, stating that am I lacking any skill? And if yes, what? If I have the answer of what, then how can I solve that? And that's about it. That's more than requirement, to be honest. That's about it. You would get a job. All right, let's go to the most controversial slide which I have created. Can we jump on the next? All right, can you see this? Well, this is nothing but a graph of an instrumentation engineer's salary. If we have to summarize this graph in two statements, this is skill versus the amount of money you can earn per month. Okay. If you have bare minimum money, you can earn from 0 to 25, 30,000 a month. If you have better skills, you can earn around 40 to 50,000 a month. But if you have humongous amount of skills, I've seen people earning 3 lakh a month. I've seen it by myself. Okay. So it's very easy to earn money. If anybody wants to earn money, it's very easy. You just need to develop proper skill set in whichever field you go. And that's about it. So I think this is pretty much clear that salary is not a big thing. If you want to earn 3 lakh a month on the first day of your job, you should have all the 4 skills. Okay. If you don't have skills, please don't expect that people would give you money. If you have, if I ask you a different question, like will you hire? You should always ask this reverse question to yourself. Will you hire somebody like you? If the answer is yes, you are going in a very fantastic, correct path. If not, then there's a problem. This is how you can solve the problem and go ahead. Okay. Are you all with me? Okay. Are you all understanding?
Yes, sir, we are getting it.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. So no fight for the salaries. Never ever ask for salaries. Look at the exposure you are getting. Look at the company you are entering, and look at yourself. You would. I'm sure you would grow in your life. I have no other question. Okay. All right. Can we go next? Can anybody tell me who is this? Or who is this personality?
Shah Rukh Khan.
Shah Rukh Khan. If he looks like this on the screen, will you go and watch the movie?
I still don't watch his movies.
That's a different story, but will you go and watch his movie anyways?
No, sir.
Well, no, I won't. Okay. Because I won't spend so much of money on this guy, looking like this. So, this slide is to make you understand that we all should develop our own brand, our own look. Okay. If you have such kind of look while you are interviewing, you know what you are getting. Okay. Either a rejection or a small scale salary. Right. Can we jump on the next? Can we jump on the next slide, if you don't mind? Yes. Oops. Can we go a slide above? Can we go a slide above, please? Yeah. Yes. This is more presentable. Okay. At least people would go and watch the trailer, forget about the movie. Okay. So you or we, as an individual, have to develop a brand by ourselves. Okay. Brand by ourselves. You have to brand yourself. You pay more money for an Adidas shoes than a Bata shoes, correct? Because that's a brand. Shoes are shoes, bro. Come on. But you would spend more money on Adidas because that's the brand. And you have to be your own brand. Okay, well, let's go to the next slide. All right. I would like to share a few mantras of success. Okay. Being an engineer, okay, being into technical field, and a technocrat, geeky human beings, what we are, to be honest. What do you think? What do you think about a salesman? I would say, and you all can differ if you don't like this statement, but we all are salesmen. Okay, we all have to sales or brand ourselves to sell ourselves. Okay. For an example, if somebody comes and tells me I'm not doing a job because I want to become an entrepreneur, well, which is good. But if he or she has a second reason that I don't want a boss, then that statement is nothing but an utter piece of garbage. If boss is giving you his part of job so that he can do something else because he's overloaded. Okay, that's how the recruitment is. Okay. And you have to give customer service to the boss by finishing and accomplishing the job what he gives to you. Okay. If you go to a library, okay, you would see a lot of books on leaderships. You would see like volumes and volumes of book for leaderships. If you go to YouTube, there will be lot of videos on how to become a leader. How to bark orders and get the work done, how to get a corner suit. But nobody is elaborating on how to do a job. What exactly your CEO wants from you. So, having said that, if you really want to succeed in a job scenario, okay, the person or the characteristic what one should have is the 4 A's. Like in marketing, we have 4 P's. In in corporate we have 4 A's. Okay. I have seen a lot of people, if people understand Bengali, there is a word called fakibaji. Fakibaji means a guy who would just say and do nothing. Hum ye kar dega, wo kar dega, but then nothing happens. You would see such kind of people around you, but they won't succeed. If you really want to succeed, okay, there are 4 A's which you need to develop in your habit. One is accomplishment. You have to deliver what is given to you in timely based manner. Okay, I am doing it. Okay, I'll be giving you 2 years. That's not going to work in 2020, 2021. You should have an accomplishment attitude. Okay. Second thing, having said that, completing it on time, you have to have affable relationship with your colleagues, with your boss. Affable means not being chaplus, no, but having a perfect professional and friendly relationship where he understands your problem and you can ask him go for a help. Second thing, or the third thing, is advocacy. You have to advocate on what you do. Okay? You have to advocate your team's work. Okay? If there is a mistake, fine, take it. But you should have the habit of advocating it. Okay? Covering up the mistake. Not like if somebody smuggles or loot company money. That's not what I'm saying here. I'm saying it, you should advocate the work what your team is doing and always appreciate them. And you should have an authentic way, have an authenticity in do what you do. Okay. I think we don't have time left for the video. It's few thoughts of APJ Abdul Kalam. Okay. If we can at least imbibe 10% of it, I think we can succeed. Do you all want to play? It's a 5-minute video or move ahead?
Play.
Okay.
There is some technical issue. We can't play this video right now, but I will surely share the link after the session so that people can watch this video.
All
Okay.
right, we can move on then.
All right, then let's jump on the next one. Well, it's all yours. That's what I said. I would give you the podium for question and answers. It's all open for you. Well, this is all what I had.
Good evening, sir.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for giving us an in-depth overview of instrumentation. You have described instrumentation so beautifully as the brain of this industry. We loved how you explained the evolution of an instrumentation engineer, where you specifically highlighted the important subjects to be focused on. And the analysis of the job scenario and importance of having a skill set has motivated us to learn more and more. Now, I think we'll move on to our question and answer session where Neel sir will address all of our queries. So you can ask them one by one.
Hello, sir. My name is Yash. So my question to you is, what are the skill sets required for an instrumentation engineering graduate?
I think we have discussed it in the previous slide. You should know your transducers. You should know basic physics. You should know cables. You should know terminations. You should know controls. And that's about it. You're good to go, man. You're all set.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir. I'm a third-year instrumentation student, and I want to be an automation expert, a total, the perfect automation expert. So, what should be my skill set, or what should I give more importance for studying at this stage?
Well, my answer doesn't change here. It's the same. You should have all the 3 skill sets to become a fantastic automation engineer. I would say I was in States for a seminar like last year, where where I saw a lot of smart homes. Okay, that is another kind of a field where instrumentation are going. You should know exactly your transducers. If you know the sensors, you can make what you want, or else you cannot be a control or an automation guy. If you know your sensors, then you can see programming is, or I would say programming comes on the last stage of the automation industry. The first thing are the sensors. The second thing is understanding of that sensor. You should know the application, where can you use what, and you should have an analytical skill, or what do you say, a skill where you can make a control loop by yourself. Okay, so for that you should know and understand the process well. So these are all the major skill set what you need to have if you want to become an automation engineer. Obviously, you need to learn PLC, SCADAs, not SCADAs, PLC, DCS, the other programming things like Raspberry Pi, Arduino boards, etc. There are many controllers nowadays you get.
Good evening, sir. I'm Rahul. I'm planning on pursuing MS in future. So, which path would be beneficial for me, like pursuing MS just after completing my BE?
Can you?
Or
sorry about that, Rahul. Can you just repeat the question? It's not audible.
Yeah, I'm planning on doing MS after completing my BE in future. So, which path would be beneficial for me, like pursuing MS after completing my BE, or maybe gaining some work experience and then pursuing MS?
Well, if I have to answer this, then I would say it is always better to have probably 2 to 3 years of work ex, where you would exactly know how the industry works, and there are chances that you might change your mind doing your MS. Okay, not like stopping and basically, for an example, which MS do you want to do at this point?
In industrial instrumentation.
In industry. Okay. Now, when you go into industry and you like more of logistic, you would change your masters to SCM or e-commerce. So, in my opinion, it is always better to have few years of experience and explore MS after that. You would have more. You do better for you, and it would be easier for you to make decisions.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
Hello, Gaurav here. Sir, could you please give us a brief idea about the challenges which you have faced into your journey from a fresher to this post?
You have the night, my friend? Do you have a night for this?
In short, at least. Like...
Sure. If I want to brief my journey, I would say I started as a maintenance engineer in a pharmaceutical company called Cadila Pharmaceuticals. Everybody wants to live in Mumbai, and Gaurav, it would be good if you can on your video so that I can see your expression.
Okay.
Awesome. So I was, and okay, quote unquote, I had a girlfriend. Okay, I met her in RGIT. Okay, we were doing instrumentation together. She's my wife at this point. So, so this is what RGIT has given me in a big way. Okay. Second thing, I got a maintenance engineer position, a junior maintenance engineer in Cadila Pharmaceuticals. But you know where I was posted? I was posted way up in Jammu. You know, when I used to climb the cooling tower, what I could see, man with guns. Okay, man with guns. Okay. You know what my worker or my subordinate used to say? See, in batch process industry, there are shifts. Okay, there are shifts. Like 4 o'clock one shift to 10, there will be another shift after 4 and stuff. So at 4 o'clock, if I say, okay, how about this? If we can change the cooling temperature to maintain proper air in the plant, what you would say? How about if we have a bomb blast here? It's like 4 o'clock, and the gunmen what you are looking at Pakistanis, not Indian soldiers. Okay, I was in Samba district, which is very near to the border. Okay, but there I learned what is time. So if 4 o'clock there would be a bomb, I need to take care before 4. Okay. So after that, what I did is after probably year and a half staying there and understanding life and all those stupidity and having long distance relationships and stuff. After all those stories, I was like, okay, this is utter piece of crap, and I'm more interested into the management part of it. ये सब हमारी नहीं होएगा. So what I did is I went to Canada for my MBA degree. I did my MBA from Canada, then I shifted. I did not like the campus, so I shifted to States. So once I finished my MBA, I was happily employed there, and now I can see. No wonder. Yeah. So. So I went there, tough situations there, being an Indian, there were challenges, don't like the food, don't like cultural shock and all. I mean, we could never had coffee in your class. Can you have coffee in your class while Shende sir is teaching you? Absolutely no.
No, sir.
No. We used to have coffees in the class when big people like presidents of companies and other guys used to teach me. All right, after that, what I learned in MBA is you need to, if you want anything, you need to run for it. It won't come. And one more thing, leaving alone, I understood the society around you is not responsible to feed you. Okay? It is you who are responsible for your own luxuries, food, clothing, shelter. Okay. And then, I came back. I joined few SIP companies here, tried, made them profitable. Then I joined Mott.
Sir, your voice is cracking actually.
A little network issue is there, so we can't hear you.
Issue.
Shit. Now I don't know how to fix. I can just pay for my
Yeah,
Wi-Fi.
so now you can speak, sir. You're very much audible.
So I came here. The only thing I would imbibe one thing in your head is you can be a fantastic manager, or you can only run projects, or any kind of a place where you go, because in the end it's a business, and business is nothing but money. If you understand money well, there is no stop for you. You can just rise. And you should always have in your belly. You should always have fire in your belly. I want this. How would I get it? And what needs to be done? And that I am sure, won't let you sleep in the night.
Thank you, sir.
So we have a question in the chat box by one of our participants. How has this COVID-19 situation has affected the industry? And I'm passing out in 2022. So is it going to be a job hunt?
So I feel there are two kind of questions here. One is, has COVID-19 created a havoc or an issue?
Yeah.
So first, the answer is a big yes. But I would say one thing. That in such kind of situations or in such kind of scenario, the companies are very, very optimistic. It has hurt us. Fine, we're gonna come up. So that's what the attitude of the young management is at this point around. You can check Wipro. Wipro had some article 2 days back in the paper that they are not laying off a single employee, and they are not cutting their salaries. We provide that article. Bajaj is a big manufacturing unit, you all know, correct? Bajaj is not laying off anybody, neither they are cutting any salaries. Okay. The same way, all of the businesses think if you're not or if you are ill, okay, it would take some time for you to come back to normal. Okay. So that's how it is. It is just a phase, and I believe we would come out in a very big way. But having said that, instrumentation is going to grow. I would have okay. Let's put it this way. What is the most common thing what one should do in COVID? Social distancing. Agreed.
Yeah. Yes.
That means what? Less of people. Less of people means what? Automation. Who would do the automation? Industry 4.0, Mr. Instrumentation Engineer. I am designing a lot of projects which are totally automated. 2 people on the project, and that's about it. So a lot of pharmaceutical industries, a lot of beverage industry, the FMCGs, the oil and gas sector, the manufacturing sectors are going to change, and we are gonna play a role in it. Yeah. So Mr. Friend who is gonna pass in 2022, you have a fantastic career ahead.
All right.
Sir, I had a question. Am I audible?
Yeah. Who?
Yeah, I am Omkar.
Hi.
Yeah, hi. I had a question that let's say if an instrumentation engineer is working in the oil and natural gas industry, how difficult will it be for him to change the industry to, let's say, pharmaceutical, if he has worked in one industry for a significant amount of time?
Okay. I understand. If you want a career transition, how difficult it would be.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah. In instrumentation engineering only, but from one industry to other.
Okay. There are 2 things. Okay. How difficult it is to change your wife? You can. You can. Or your husband. Okay. Let's not be gender biased. So I'm going to have dinner tonight. So how about if a girl wants to change her husband? It's a process. Okay. So for an example, if you want to change your career from sector A to sector B, first things first, you should have skills of sector B. That is the only tough part. Getting into it, you would get into it because you have the skill set and you would have something to say in the interview table. On the interview table. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
You should have the skill set.
Yeah.
For the sector you want to go. Like for an example, from an maintenance engineer to go and do SAP in a company, I should know SAP. Correct?
Yes.
If I don't know SAP, why would somebody take me? It's in the business. I have to earn money for them. Okay.
Yeah. Sir, thank you, sir.
No problem,
Hello, sir.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, hi. Tell me.
Sir, there is a particular thing like people suggest you to switch companies if you need salary growth. Like, what are your suggestions about it? Like, is it always safe?
See, I would say it is not about safety or anything. There are many parameters why one would like to switch. It is not just the monetary benefit. Okay, monetary benefit agreed. Hey, priority 1, fine. But actually, we are humans. Okay, and we have relationship with the colleagues, with the bosses, with management. If your values and the company values matches, okay, then it is very difficult for you to leave them if at all they are paying you less. Correct? For an example, you cannot work post 3 o'clock. And if you get a company, we would have timing from morning 8 to 3. you won't leave it because it is matching your credentials or it is matching what you want. Correct. Second thing, to switch a company, okay, it is also with respect to the exposure. Okay, chalo, I want to have something else. Okay, I have been working in field for quite a long time. I want to go and have some design experiences. Okay, well, then I need to change the company because this company cannot give me what I want. Okay, so there are many parameters. It is just not the monetary benefit. And people who are doing it on the monetary benefit, I have a straight thing that the growth will be stagnant. Okay, for anybody to go into management, you should have good amount of experience and good amount of exposure. Okay, then and only then you can manage something. Correct.
Yes.
So there are many parameters, and I would say monetary is not the only parameter why people are jumping.
Oh, thank you, sir.
That's a very narrow thought, I would say. But anyhow, people don't jump because of that. They jump because there are many other different issues and the aspirations of the candidate. Okay. Now the fresher in the company, okay, he or she used to do masters. Well, that's what he wants to do. So you do whatever for him or her, he or she is gonna leave you. So that's okay. That's the goal of an individual, and I don't feel that it is good or bad. It's up to you. I mean, you should do good for yourself. That's about it.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir. Sir, I had an option to choose two subjects, that is advanced sensors and another was fiber optics related instrumentation. So means what do you think that which choice should be right for present time?
Whenever you have two choices, there are two ways of solving it. Okay.
Yes, yes, sir.
Take a 5 rupee coin in your hand, toss it and decide. Second, what are your goals? That is more logical. What are your goals? Are your goals matching with the electives? Like even 50%, then you should.
My goals are matching towards advanced sensors. Means I feel like advanced sensors is a thing for me.
Okay, so your goals are matching with advanced sensors, then why are you even thinking of fiber optics? Just don't opt it.
Yes, but still I was thinking about the future, that which subject will help me for doing the work. Means any work. Which subject will more help me for doing the work in
Any
future?
work, all the subjects. But for specific kind of a work, like for an example, you want to be a maintenance engineer, or you want to be a R&D scientist, or you want to be into aerospace. You should define your life. Where are you looking yourself after 5 years? Accordingly only you can decide your career, and you can decide which subject would you like to opt.
Okay, sir. Yes.
Because doing a lot of, for an example, you are learning a lot of sensors and you are not liking it, and your aim is to go into probably a maintenance engineering or banking, it won't help you. Okay, no. But if you are looking something like, okay, I want to work in Emerson or HNUs or such kind of companies, then why not? Why not? For advanced sensors, and then you're good to go. You can always say in the interview that these were my majors. Okay,
Fine, sir. Fine.
no problem, man.
We are having a time cap now, so if anyone has any questions, they can ask him.
Hello, sir. It's Unnati.
Hi.
Does internship plays a major role with respect to the placements?
100%. Nowadays, I would say the guys who are asking questions can on the video so that I can have an interactive session. I feel like I'm talking to just a bot. Anyways, I would say that internship would play a major role because the guy who is interviewing or the company who is recruiting you knows that you know at least a bit of industry, a bit of work, or the way you have seen office basically. Okay, you're not so fresh. You've seen office. You've seen how people work. You've seen how seniors work. It's not like sir and madams and all those things in office. We are pretty casual in office. But yes, when it comes to work, we need to work. We need to work, and we need to work very hard. Second, training is a good coach. I mean, almost all the graduate training position. But
There seems to be a network issue, sir.
This, hello? Am I audible or stuck?
Yeah, now you're audible. There was a network issue, I suppose.
I would say that if somebody or a company is recruiting you, okay, knows that you know something, then it is very easy for them to recruit you. Okay. Taking a freshman or a fresh woman from it is difficult to train. It's not about their mindset or the brains there. No, it is about the budget what company has on one head.
Yes.
But if somebody comes tell me, okay, you know what, I know your list, I know few of the documents, 25,000, I can spend it, no problem. Okay. So you should have internships to understand that, there are two things if you have internship. First thing, if you go in an internship, for example, in a manufacturing unit, and then you feel, okay, this is not mera khel, okay, I'm not happy here. So, then you can switch. Transition very fine. Or if you go to a continuous industry and you don't like it, then you understand that, okay, this is not my road. Or for an example, bottle making, then you really like, wow, this is very good, I can grow here. Fantastic. Or an IT industry where I can grow, okay, this is my baby, I can fetch it and catch it and carry it. Cool. You have it. You know where to go. Or rather, the better part is you know where not to go. वहाँ से left नहीं लेना है. That you know. So internships are utterly important. Without a C.
All right. So I think the major takeaway is that apart from the scope of instrumentation and everything, is that we should realize what we actually like and have passion for and have the fire in us to work for it.
Absolutely.
I have one question.
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
Shoot, man, shoot. Come on.
Sir, from maintenance engineer to managing director, that is quite an accomplishment. So I want to ask you that what steps did you take to enter in the world of entrepreneurship and business?
Okay. So basic question is like how to become an entrepreneur. That is what the question is. Or?
Yes, sir. Basically, how did you enter in the world of business? Like you did MBA, and what all steps that you took?
Okay, I would answer it in very funny way. Okay. Are you Maharashtrian? I'm asking not because of custom creed. I'm asking so that whatever I'm saying you will understand. Are you Maharashtrian?
Yes, sir.
Are you Maharashtrian?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Then the answer is straight. पाहिजे म्हणजे पाहिजे.
बराबर.
मेरे को चाहिए तो मेरे को चाहिए. मेरे को करना है तो मैं करेगा. I would take risk, but the risk would be calculated. That's where the education comes into the picture. The analysis brains what we have by slogging just 4 years and the other 2 years if you do masters and all of the stuff you're doing in your company, you know how to take calculative risk. And business risk, anybody, if I can do it, you can do it. If you can do it, anybody can do it. Everybody is open, the market is open. We need to think what we want, how we want, and achieve it. It is honestly achievable. Okay?
Sir,
you need to have
what are
discipline.
the...
That's about it.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah.
Sir, what
Yes,
are
we
the
can.
problems that we can solve as an entrepreneur in instrumentation engineering field?
What problems as an entrepreneur? Well, as a matter of fact, when you're saying problems, there are two different types of problems in life. Okay, one is a known problem. You know the problem. Okay, your sales are not going up. Your things are not getting sold. There is not even one product in some area of India or abroad. That's a known problem. Another problem, what we get is unknown problem like COVID-19, Trump changing immigration laws. I cannot call Trump and say, "Hey, bhai, kya kar rahe ho?" So there are known problems and unknown problems. You would face known problems in first 5 years of your career, and after that, it's all unknown problems, and it's not experience; it's all intuitions. Okay. Am I answering your question? You're satisfied? You want something else?
You mute,
Cannot hear you,
Yash.
man.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Oh, no problem.
All right. So, sir, thank you so much for addressing to all our questions. And now I think it's time we end the webinar. So I'll ask our General Secretary Gaurav Gunjal to extend a vote of thanks.
Good evening, everyone.
Before we start the ending sort of bye-bye process, what I say, I would just like to thank you all. Kudos to the president, kudos to the general secretary and the team and the other guys who have been supporting for this webinar. Thank you so much. I know it was a crunch and we had limited time to sort many things out, and that's what engineering is. Last minute management is nothing but engineering.
Thank you, sir.
Jugaad is what we are.
Yes, sir.
So,
So thank you for coming on board with us.
Oh, it's absolutely my pleasure. Thank you so much for calling me. And I pray all the success, luck, money, wealth, being Gujarati, yes. Paisa hona chahiye. Mast raho, vyast raho, yeah. And be happy. And one slogan, what you all know about me, you will shout and I'm there. So you have my contact details on the last slide. Just give me a call, email, whatever is comfortable. Ping me on LinkedIn, ping me on Facebook, harass me. I'm all yours. Thank you so much for having me. And it was an amazing hour and a half session. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Over to you, Gaurav.
Thank you, Janvi. I'm Gaurav, General Secretary of ISA-RGIT Student Section, and on behalf of the Instrumentation Department of Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Technology and the volunteers, would like to extend a very hearty vote of thanks to our today's speaker, our Instrumentation Department alumnus, Mr. Neel Shah, who took out his valuable time from his busy schedule. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation to Ms. Janvi Sen, who is the President of ISA-RGIT Student Section, for her work. I also wish to express my gratitude to our management and Honorable Principal Dr. Sanjay Bukade sir for providing us encouragement and support. I am very grateful to all our professors for giving us an opportunity to organize this event. Special thanks to our HOD, Dr. S.P. Sadala sir and Professor N.S. Chame for helping us granting permission for this webinar series. Also, I would like to extend a special thanks to Professor Dipali Joshi Jain, who is our ISA-RGIT faculty advisor for always inspiring and guiding us. Neel sir, I especially like the way you have described and explained how an instrumentation engineer could be called as a brain of engineering. Also, the way you have navigated our colleagues and given a glance of different challenges and opportunities which they might face ahead through this webinar. Thank you for giving a brief idea about the scope of instrumentation, role of instrumentation engineer, and how could we grow in our technical knowledge, various chances for a fresher instrumentation student, and certain trends about which an instrumentation engineer must have an idea or keep a track of, and also your 4 A's. As no program can become successful with a single person, So I extend a big thanks to our ISA-RGIT team and instrumentation department for their support and all our volunteers too. Thank you guys for making this event a successful with your contribution. Thank you, sir, once again. I'm sure this webinar would benefit most of us in our future career paths. Thank you. Now I would like to hand it over to Janvi.
Thank you, Gaurav. Now, before ending this seminar, I would like to announce everyone about our upcoming event, which will be held on the 25th of this month. We are coming up with another webinar titled as Industrial Internet of Things and 3D Printing by another of our esteemed alumni, Mrs. Saili Panchbhai. So it will be conducted on Zoom and live on YouTube, and the details will be provided soon. So stay tuned. And now, on that note, we would end our webinar. Thank you everyone for joining us. We are hopeful that this webinar will surely be helpful for you making the right career choice. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ma'am, we can stop streaming now on YouTube.